leadership isn't just for the boss, it's for everyone. From parents to teachers to neighbors, Layered Leadership author Lawrence R. Armstrong is sharing how small daily habits can actually help anyone lead with purpose and confidence. And he joins us right now. Lawrence, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I want to talk about what made you want to reframe leadership as something that everyone can practice, and it's not just for those in charge.
Well, I was inspired by all these years of building a business and building different aspects of my life, and mentoring people and teaching my kids. And so it occurred to me that really leadership and layered leadership can apply to almost everybody.
Okay, so explain layered leadership. What does this term mean, especially for someone who doesn't see themselves as a leader? Tell us how this kind of plays to them.
Sure. Well, it comes from a concept. You know, I'm an architect and an artist, and I see the world and design buildings and do my paintings in layers. And it comes from various different kinds of input and influences and inspirations. And so if you take that sort of concept into sort of this idea of building a whole brain thinking, and it allows you to utilize whatever you're inspired by to work on something you really want to work on, so, you know, build your strengths and build your weaknesses as well, and round yourself out. And when you do that and you concentrate on yourself as a person, you can be a better leader in life and reach your goals.
Okay, so this is about kind of leading personally as well, right? Like how you choose to execute your life and how to strengthen yourself. Let's talk about some small daily habits, though, that you point to in this book that can actually shape the way that we lead. You know, one or two habits maybe that people can build into their daily routine.
Yeah, so I think that everybody's got something in the back of their mind they want to do eventually, and they don't have time or whatever. You know, we all have those, or weaknesses they'd like to work on. And so I sort of, I relate it to sort of business plans we do as a company. You know, we write a business plan, we have a strategy, we take steps along the way to reach those goals, and we execute. And so you sort of apply the same idea to your life. You know, what do you want to, I want to get in better shape, I want to eat better, I want to take care of myself, I want to learn a new skill that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I think that, you know, laying out a plan and then taking steps, especially those little uncomfortable steps at the beginning, help you get into this mindset of achievement and rounding yourself out as a person. And I think you have to start. If you want to lead anything, you have to make sure you're leading yourself.
Okay, so leadership starts with the individual then. Okay, so give some advice though for those who may feel a little overwhelmed or stuck and want to take some steps to change how they're feeling internally.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, it's common these days. You're bombarded with input and, you know, work and, you know, social media. And so I find it's best to, you know, on the weekend or whenever you have a minute, you know, disconnect and really think about yourself, what you're trying to achieve, what you'd like to do, what you're maybe a little uncomfortable with, and, you know, get outside your comfort zone a little bit and find an inspiration. And when you find in this, what, you know, it could be a piece of music, could be a sunset, could be, you know, whatever it is, could be a speaker, and take that inspiration and turn it into action. What can you do to improve yourself and work on what you've been thinking about working on? You know, use a little sketchbook, use a little notebook, keep yourself accountable, and take a step at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. Take a step at a time, and pretty much you're in this mindset of continuous learning, continuous improvement, and then it becomes a lifestyle.
Okay, so like you said, it's one habit at a time. Maybe aim to be a C student, not an A student in the beginning, until you're able to build upon each habit. And then it just becomes like breathing and eating, just something that you do on a daily
Absolutely.
basis. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you know, share with us about how you are encouraging people to bring themselves to everything they do. Explain that.
Yeah, I think so. You know, once you kind of recognize yourself a little bit and what you're working on. I think bringing that whole self to anything you're trying to do and accomplish is really important. I think that if you're going to do something, you want to dominate, you want to do great. And I think encouraging yourself by taking these step-by-step methodologies that I was talking about helps you gain confidence, helps you get more comfortable being uncomfortable, and you can bring a better perspective to anything you're going to pursue.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lawrence, for giving us a little kind of insight into your great new book, Layered Leadership. Where can people go so they can find the book?
Yeah, so it's in bookstores, it's online, of course, but my book you can find on my website, which is layeredleadershipbook.com, and you'll find blogs on there and some speaking that I've done, as well as you can buy the book.
Wonderful, Lawrence. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate your time.